Podcast, where lifelong friends Dean Legiro and Eric Kuber share their love of all things music and movies. Dean has directed short films and is a music trivia buff. And Eric, trained in audio engineering, brings his extensive knowledge of music and film to the conversation as they discuss, debate, and celebrate their favorite albums, films, and much more.
Welcome, friends, to the 3324 Podcast Live Thanksgiving 2021 edition. And there's somebody there. Somebody's there already. Yay.
Good evening.
Throw hello in the chat so we know who you are. I am terribly sorry I'm late. Eric was yelling at me because he brings up a subject. I start getting into it and looking, and then he's like, "Oh, stop!"
Well,
that.
yeah, it's my fault for bringing it up at 7:58.
I like the last.
We were actually talking about Lindsey Buckingham, of all things, as if we don't talk about him enough. But yeah, but welcome everybody.
We've got two people now. Throw a hi in the chat so we know who you are, so we can say hello and we can enter you into the Wheel of Names. If you won last week, you're not going to be in the last show.
Mm-hmm.
You will not be in the Wheel of Names, and that was who? Christy. I can't remember. Christy, Susan, and
Elizabeth or Kylie. Kylie won.
I'm trying to. No, that was she won the T-shirt, right?
Okay.
I'm trying to figure it out. Hello, Sean.
We are getting old.
Hello.
Good evening.
Yeah, I don't remember. We do it and then I kind of move on from it, and it's kind of like, oh.
Christy, hello, Christy.
Oh, Kelly. Christy. Good evening, everybody. Christy won last time, so she definitely can't win this time, so she's out. She's out. Sean. Did Sean win? I can't remember.
Yeah, Nick won the Star is Born DVD.
Okay, so Nick, you can't win again. Sean won a T-shirt. He didn't win the last time out. That's right. So we can, Kelly can win. Cool. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the our thanks. There we go. Won the Star is Born DVD. Wait till you see what we're giving out tonight. Ooh.
Interesting.
Exciting. So thank you, everybody, for joining us on this Tuesday edition of our Wednesday show. So we moved the clocks back a little bit to accommodate people that are traveling, or maybe my mic is very low. Christy is saying my mic is turned up all the way. I don't know what's going on with that.
Kind of lean into it. It sounds better when you lean into it, but
is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. I may need to. Well, I'm trying to not speak directly into the microphone like that, but I may need to change it.
Kind of has like a fuzzy sound to it.
Fuzzy sound to it. I heard that.
You think so?
All right, hang on a second. Let me just make a quick adjustment.
Him and his adjustments. So Thanksgiving, guys, what are some of your plans? So throw some comments out there. What are you guys doing? You traveling? You staying home? What's going on?
Is that better?
Yeah, a little bit. I, of course, am traveling to the Poconos to visit my folks.
It's better in the Poconos.
4 hours in the middle, in the wilderness. It's like the Blair Witch Project up there.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
Your video camera, just in case.
Oh, Sharon Saldo says she's eating. There you go.
Sharon, hello, Sharon. How are you? Thank you for joining us. My cousin Sharon. Sharon is in the Wheel of Names, and she left a comment to win a prize tonight. Even if you don't stay for the whole show, you're in for some prizes.
So how many cousins do you have, Dean? You got cousins
not
all across the board.
As many as you would think, but we're spread far and wide. So Nick is going to see Ghostbusters Afterlife tomorrow with the family, and Encanto on Friday. Nice. Casey is home, work for a company that never closes.
Never closes, yep.
Who's that?
Delta Airlines, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Casey, welcome. We're going to put you into the Wheel of Names as well to win, hopefully.
Sean Grady saw it. I guess you're talking about Ghostbusters, Sean?
Well, maybe don't ruin it for Nick, perhaps. We may not want to ruin it for Nick.
I know our friend Andy saw it. He said it was great. So
yeah, reviews have been
Yeah.
decent. Not too bad.
Actually, I've read a lot of negative reviews about it. It's just,
Really?
And they're just like tearing it up. They said that the all-female version was better, which,
Wow.
yeah. So I don't know.
Is that
Well, I mean,
is that better now, the microphone, or no? Is it still too low?
It's still a little muffled, still a little low, but I think you're better.
Not sure what it was. But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, so thank you everybody for joining us. Let's get rolling here. Let's do our normal housekeeping, as obviously tonight is our Wednesday show, but on Tuesday, in case if you're traveling for families. And well, Sean Grady's interrupting with a quick update. Enjoyed it. Took me a bit to decide. Eventually bought it. All right. He was on the fence a little bit. And then the kids from Stranger Things won him over. I don't know why I sound muted. I'm not sure if there's anything else I can do as far as. Is that better? Does that sound a little better?
A little bit. A little warmer. Yeah.
A little warmer? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We'll leave it there, and we won't touch anything else, and we'll just have to go with it. Oops, there we go. We've got a new episode coming out tomorrow, and normally on Thursdays, but we're moving everything back a day. So tomorrow's episode is very Thanksgiving apropos. It is the concert from 1976 was translated into a 1978 film by director Martin Scorsese, and is The Last Waltz. Fantastic concert film. The actual concert took place on Thanksgiving, so Eric and I thought it would be appropriate to do that, because we didn't want to do any other Thanksgiving-oriented stuff like King Kong.
Yeah.
That was the only other Thanksgiving film we could think of is King Kong.
Right? I have no idea how that even started.
Yeah.
That whole
Strange.
WOR showing Kong, Son of Kong, Mighty Joe Young for 10 years straight. That's how I got to know the movie, but yeah, it just seems kind of odd.
Yeah, in the New York area for some reason.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
That was the thing.
King Kong on Channel 11 or Channel 9 or whatever it was.
Yep.
Good evening, Wendy. How are you? Thank you for joining us. You're in the Wheel of Names. So yeah, check out the episode tomorrow. It's a lot of fun. It actually is it's a hybrid episode, because it covers the 33 and the 24, because it's about music, but it's a film.
Yeah, it's one
So
of
we actually,
it's highly regarded as one of the greatest
Janai.
live
Janai?
live albums of all time. And of course the movie.
Yeah.
It's a very special one for us, because we've always been a fan of it.
Yes.
Ever since back in the day. So
We love it. We love it. So yeah, hopefully you will enjoy it as much as we have. And if you've never heard of it, you can check it out. It's on Spotify, and the movie itself is a little difficult. I actually had trouble finding it to stream. It is out there. If you have a Roku, it's free on the Roku channel, or if you have Tubi, Tubi, the Tubi app, it's available there as well.
That's why you got to go with physical media, man. It's still alive. It's still making a case for it.
So Nick is kicking us off. Besides Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, any other Thanksgiving movies that come to mind? It's funny you should ask, Nick, because our prize tonight, we're going to be giving away 2 copies of the same film on Blu-ray. Anybody that leaves a comment is entered. You don't have to stay, but it would be great if you would stay and hang with us. And if you do win, we'll reach out to you, and then you'll have to give us your address, and we'll get the prize out to you directly. We were trying to find, I was trying to look, and, for me, actually, what I consider a Thanksgiving film, and this is not what we're giving away, but Miracle on 34th Street.
Yeah.
It actually it takes place on Thanksgiving. It actually starts on Thanksgiving. So for me, I don't have a problem watching that film on Thanksgiving, and then it kind of rolls you into the holiday season.
Yeah. I think it's one of the only films that actually do that, so it kicks it off. Right, yeah. Yep.
So I always dug that. But what we're giving away tonight for two winners that are on the Wheel of Names that will be chosen at random is we are giving away 2 Blu-ray copies of Eric?
Scent of a Woman. Hoo-ah!
Hoo-ah!
Yeah, Dean had to remind me that it actually takes place over Thanksgiving weekend, that film. So
we're giving tonight's prize for 2 winners. We'll both get the same thing. You will get a copy of the classic Al Pacino Academy Award-winning performance as Frank Slade.
Yeah, we love those actors. That golden age for us was the Scorsese gang, the gangsters of the hoods of the time. Yeah, so
we're going with
exceptional
Scent of a
performance.
Absolutely Academy Award winning performance. Kind of set the quote unquote Al Pacino kind of character into motion, because he was actually nominated for Best Actor for Scent of a Woman and Best Supporting Actor the same year for Glengarry Glen Ross.
Mm-hmm.
So those are two. You want a 1-2 knockout punch of a dramatic one, and then Scent of a Woman is dramatic, but it's really over. It's almost melodramatic how far he goes, but it's great. I mean,
It's an odd film too. It's a very odd subject matter. You know,
and you're not really sure where it's going. Like it builds up to the final scene. It's just kind of like, it's kind of okay.
Yeah.
He's just a bastard. He's a son of a bitch. He's just not a nice person, but he's got these charms and he's got this view on life. But then, the final monologue, I was giving some of it to Eric before, not a bad man. You hurt this boy, you're bad bums. The whole lot of you.
Oh, and one of Philip Seymour Hoffman's earliest
Early
roles.
Yeah.
And he was a real, he was just an asshole in this movie. He just hated him the whole time, the coward that he was, and so
hiding in Big Daddy's pocket.
That's right. Yeah.
So such a great film, film. So let's get on to things. This show we decided to turn over to you guys. If you've got a question for us about something you want to know, or if you want to test our trivia, hey Beth, how are you? Welcome. Or if you want to throw a topic out there, and we will start. You can throw a topic, and we'll start the conversation. But this is your show, and the reason why it's your show is the reason why we kind of came up with this is to give thanks to you, and a heartfelt thanks for everything that everybody's done in terms of either hosting or guesting, sharing, coming onto the live shows, posting on our hey Dwight, hello, welcome, posting on our groups, any of those things. We really do appreciate it. It's been nothing short of spectacular. So this is the season for gratefulness and thankfulness. So we thought we would turn the reins over to you.
Yeah.
So give us something. What do you want us to talk about? You got a question for us? You want to know something, or you want to just throw a topic out there and we will start going for it?
Dean and I will just sit back and he'll drink his beer, I'll drink my wine, and we'll just wait for you guys to just start talking, because we're just kind of chilling out tonight.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Let me throw this out to the group, and it's something that we've been talking about, and I guess we should ask the group if they would be interested. But what we were tossing around for later this year, but we're going to wait, is I think it would be fun to actually do an in-person podcast at like a bar or a restaurant or something like that. And I think it would be a great way, and it would be local in New York, like in Westchester County. But I think it would be a great way. That's a great question, Kelly, and we're going to get to that. I think it would be a great way for us to interact, kind of meet each other and hang out and just really kind of have a lot of fun. So we're planning it. We're probably going to plan it around our 1-year anniversary, which is coming up pretty quick. But if you're interested in that, there's more details to come, where we'll do a live podcast at a venue. We won't broadcast it, so only the people that are there will get to enjoy it, but we'll be able to play music.
Yeah. And
we'll be able to kind of do some things and play music and have some banter in between and have a lot of fun and just kind of gather everybody together and have a great time.
Yes,
Nick.
Saying,
Home for the Holidays with Holly Hunter and Robert Downey Jr. is a good Thanksgiving movie as well.
Yeah.
Directed
that is
by
a good one.
Jodie Foster, I believe.
Nick Leshy, speaking of wine, saw Sideways recently. That's one of my all-time favorite comedies, Nick. It's such a great film. Great script.
So here we go. Kelly's kicking us off with, if you could have one superpower, what would it be? That's a good one. That's a good one. I've tossed that around as a youngster. I've tossed that around, and as an oldster, I still toss it around. If I could have one superpower, what would it be?
Oh goodness.
I would. It would be easy to say like, invulnerability, like Wolverine, so you could live forever. But I'm not sure you really want to.
Yeah.
One superpower. Nick is saying that Wendy thinks it's a cool idea. So good. Wendy's in. If we do a live podcast, that would be great. We would love to see everybody. That would be such a great, a fantastic time. And Eric has agreed to begrudgingly, if I pay for his ticket, to fly him up here and he said that he will only stay at the Ritz-Carlton in Manhattan. So I got to get the money up for that, and then he.
Where
said
do you
he'll
get
come
this
and do it.
shit?
So
I don't know where you come up with this stuff. I didn't putting words in my mouth.
it's easier that way.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Nick's superpower would want to be to read people's minds.
I don't know if I'd want to do that either. I wouldn't want to know what people are thinking.
Sharon is
You
saying
know?
there's so many, and I've wanted to fly, and
Yeah.
she's kind of on the right track, because Sean kind of hit 2 also. Toss up between flying and being invisible. Now, I used to think I wanted to be invisible, but I'm not sure what I would do with that power. I don't know if I'd be using it for good. I might be like
Yeah, we'd be
robbing people, or tripping them at the mall, and then just watching them fall down. But flying is always a kind of a classic power that people would want. Is push off like Superman and go somewhere. That's I think a superpower. I think flying is probably one of the most popular ones, and I think that's a good one. Or super strength.
Yeah,
Right,
I always
the
kind of
ability
like
to
I
kinda,
always
you know-
kind of like the idea of like telekinesis, like
So
moving.
you got to read people's mind. You're with Nick.
Well,
with the-
not
with the whole
necessarily
Professor
read
X.
people's minds, but just moving objects with your mind, that kind of
Like the
thing.
Force.
Yeah,
Having
Yeah,
a-
which again, manipulation. You're right. So but maybe convincing people that you are invisible, or convincing people that you can fly, or do just about anything. Right. So there you go.
So Sean is saying if
Yeah.
he can carry someone with him, he would do flying, because he wants to make some money, like taking passengers. So
It's like Uber flying.
Fly with Sean.
There you go.
If he
Yeah.
can carry, you know what? I don't see why you wouldn't be able to carry somebody. If you have the ability to propel yourself through the air, I would guess that if you were holding on to somebody, I think you should be able to. So we'll let you go on that one, Sean.
Janai
Absolutely.
says to be a human lie detector. I guess that's reading people's minds. That's
Yeah.
great. Yeah. Yeah.
Call BS.
Yeah. Call people
Flying
out
needs to
on
be teamed up
stuff.
with something
Yep.
like heat vision. Well, now you get Nick. Now you're getting into Superman. Let me ask you, why would you need heat vision and flying? Pick one. Sign the Grady's saying, listen, sign the waiver if you're going to fly with Sean. That's it.
Casey Bauer. Borrow Wonder Woman's plane. There you
That's
go.
it. You're getting the best of both worlds, because you're invisible and you're in an invisible plane and you're flying.
Right.
Flying as a standalone.
Well, Kelly
power is
posted the
cool.
question. I'd like to know what her response is, though,
She
to
hasn't
her
kicked
to
in
her
yet,
own
yeah.
question. So, what would you say?
Nick is saying flying as a standalone power is cool, but so what? I don't know.
But so what?
It comes.
I can almost picture him like saying that. Just the.
It comes in handy for travel, right? I mean, flying is like for travel, getting out of bad situations. If there was let's say there was a natural disaster or something, you could evade pretty quickly and get out of there. Going places fast. And then just kind of being able to soar, and be free. I think that's wow. Nick is just going hard. Angel the X-Man isn't as cool or Superman than the others. Sharon wouldn't mind breathing underwater either.
That would be
might-
cool.
That
Yeah,
might be bad, because you could just go and get away from everybody.
that's true.
Say, listen, I had enough. I'm going underwater.
Be like Tom Hanks in Splash. You just jumping in and there. Yeah.
I need super speed.
Get away from
or
it all.
Strength. Speed is kind of I put super speed in the same arena as flying, because you're traveling fast, or you're traveling. Flying is basically some type of a form of travel, and super speed is a form of travel too. The only super speed you're using to get from point A to point B quite quickly as well. So, but it seems like Nick really has it in for like the Superman power stuff. Like the flying is just not.
I guess he's
is
not a
doing
fan.
it for him. Kelly, who started the topic. My superpower would be something like pass any professional exam with the 87%. I could be anything but not be called out.
Wow. That is very specific.
Very
That's great.
Like, not only was it specific, but the grade. That she
Yeah,
wants.
that's
So
what I mean. It's like completely random.
She wants to get an 87% on every professional exam, so she'll pass, but not enough to think, oh, she's cheating. Like, if you get 100%, if your superpower is 100%, they'd be like, you're cheating. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So she plays it smart. She goes, I want to pass every test, but I don't have to kill it. I just want to make it through so no one would see it.
That's right.
Kevin Costner in Waterworld, the Mariner. is what he was called. And he had no name. He was like the man with no name, but he was the mariner. And Nick, how high can you fly? And and would wind at higher altitudes mess you up? We're going to go with no. That you can fly and you can withstand. I mean, obviously you can't go to outer space. So I'm thinking if you had flying as a superpower, it would be the limits. I don't think the wind at higher altitudes, but lack of oxygen. So wherever it got to be like, oxygen deficient or depleted, that would be a problem there.
Yeah. Beth Navarro, superpower of healing people. Very, very nice. Yeah. That's a good one.
Another force power. If you watch the rise of whatever that movie was.
This is a whole nother subject that we're heading into.
With the superpower of healing people. Now, would you want that, Beth? Would you want that power to? Would you be able to use that power on yourself and touch yourself for healing, or only to heal other people? Interesting, right?
You pose a hard question, sir.
You're getting into the Wolverine arena of self-healing, right?
Yeah.
So you can kind of help self-heal. Those are great ones. And anybody not check in with a superpower yet? Before we go to the next subject, Dwight has a subject up here. But I think the winner goes to passing a test and getting an 87.
Yeah, that's a great response.
that's
and I pretty much know why she posted that too, but I'm not going to go into it. Yeah, that's great. Awesome.
Next topic. Let's keep moving. If you've got a topic, throw it into the chat and we will get to it. So Dwight is saying, now that movie theaters are back open, what's everybody looking forward to seeing? It's an interesting question because I don't know who I was talking to about this with, but I think things have fundamentally changed in the past year.
Yeah.
That even though theaters are open again, I don't know that people are going, but I don't think that excitement is there like it used to be.
No, I think
because everyone's gotten so used to streaming.
People are people are cautious. I think I actually went. The only movie that I actually went to see that I was really I had to see on the big screen was Dune, and I actually saw it twice in IMAX. So that was a great. I'm so glad that I got to see it. But wasn't a big turnout, and it's I understand like certain filmmakers' point of view. It's like, oh, we make certain movies to be seen and have that experience, but but on the other hand, it's like you're taking your life in your hands, almost. I don't know. I mean, I just the whole thing about sitting in a theater. It has changed even before COVID. I think the experience of going to see films in the theater, it's a different. It's way different than what it was back in the day for us. Speaking of Dean and I, but you got a lot of younger kids today going. It's like now we're the old men. We're kind of like we're trying to watch the movie, and the kids are like, and they're getting all rambunctious. And so it depends, I guess on the movie, on the experience, on what you're seeing.
Yeah, I mean we've got a couple of things. Dune needs to be seen on the big screen. First of all, Casey is waiting for Top Gun 2. Which is in Top Gun Maverick, right?
Yeah.
And Kilmer is in it. I don't know how he's going to be in it or what they're going to do, but that would be interesting. And then Nick is saying, I've been to a bunch so far at the Alamo. I mean, Alamo was already, if you've ever been to the Alamo Draft House, it was already kind of a social distancing atmosphere because it had tables in between the rows, so you were already a little bit distanced. But but here he goes. If it's playing on streaming, you just might stay home and watch it, right? Sean is saying, I guess when he went to Ghostbusters, maybe 10 other in the theater last night, right? At 7 o'clock on a Friday. I mean, 2 years ago, this Ghostbusters Afterlife would have been a tentpole movie. And now it's just kind of like, it's out there, right? I mean, and people just aren't flocking. Kelly, I have to say, we have been and used to love the movies, just don't enjoy it as much as she wanted. Side note, popcorn wasn't as good.
Well, not only that, but it's expensive too. I mean, you're talking about. I mean, even if you go into a theater, the Alamo experience of when people are actually serving you food, that's a great experience. But where we're still in that getting your stuff at the concession stand, bringing it to your seat, and it's expensive.
Oh yeah,
you're dropping at least $50 for yourself. So if you're taking your whole family out to see something, you're It's
Yeah,
not cheap. It's not cheap at all.
It's an event, absolutely.
Yeah.
Dwight's saying the iPic that was in Dobbs closed 2 years ago. It's going to reopen on December 9th as a dine-in theater based out of Texas. Alamo is based out of Texas, isn't it? It's not. I don't think it's going to be in Alamo though.
Yeah, we got something called Warehouse Cinema, which I was just telling Dean about this the other day. We were really looking forward to because I really thought it was going to be our own Alamo. Because the way they built it up, yeah, it's got a full bar, it's got all, but you eat and drink out in the lobby. Or, you can bring it into the theater, but it's not the same experience
Yeah,
where
not
you're
getting
actually
served.
ordering food and you're getting served and that kind of
Yes.
thing, which
And-
it gives it that extra,
And I much prefer to eat my chocolate chip cookies in the dark when no one's watching. So it's kind of, and Sean's hitting the reality. Is a family of four could be around $100 easily, right?
At least,
Tickets are
at least,
15,
yeah.
give or take, and then $10 for each for a soda and a candy
We're not even
bar.
talking about seeing something in IMAX or one of the, like Dolby Atmos or anything like that, where
Yeah.
they're charging you like 20 bucks
And-
extra.
And Nick is hitting it on
Yeah.
the head. That's why theaters need loyalty programs to encourage repeat visitors. There was a loyalty program, I think it was about a year and a half ago, and you paid like $18 monthly, and you can go see as many movies as you wanted to, just not like on the first day that it came out or something like that. I forget what it was called, like Movie Pass or something generic like that.
Yeah,
And they folded, couldn't make it, right?
yeah,
And Dwight's saying theaters have to make money on concessions because they only get $2, maybe $3 per ticket, right? So
Yeah.
there's not a lot of overhead
Yeah,
there.
that-
So that
right.
the money's in the food.
hmm
So that's why I guess you gotta kind of if you're smuggling in like the Snickers, you're probably helping your theater to close down. And I said she's spoiled with the movie tavern, which she thinks is like
Yeah.
the Alamo. Which is
Yeah, we've
kinda
been
like-
there. That is like the Alamo, actually. They do serve you, and they come,
Yeah.
So I've been
Yeah,
there
as far
once.
as going to the
We
to
saw
the movies,
Endgame there. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much, I'll be honest. The only movies I could tell you, like in the past 3 years, the only movies I was going to see were the new Marvel films. Like I really wasn't going to see anything.
yeah, but well, that's a whole other thing too. It's like now we have Disney Plus, we have Marvel giving us more content on Disney, exclusive to Disney Plus,
Yeah,
which
at
is really not all that different than a Marvel film. So why go to the theater to see Marvel films anymore? We can now, you're getting kind of the same experience there.
And-
The
and
thing
3
about
months
the
later,
Marvel
they'll be
films that I
together.
loved was that to me they felt like I was watching a glorified TV show because it was a cinematic, episodic, long form thing that was heading somewhere, and that's what kept me coming back. Now that we have Disney Plus, now we got literal TV shows now, so it's kind of like you kind of broke what was special about the MCU to begin with, in my opinion. I don't know, but
Well, I think they saved the big stuff for the films. I mean, I think they still. There you go. Hawkeye coming out. Boba Fett series coming out. Hawkeye
Yeah.
looks fun. Hawkeye is very much a Christmas or a holiday.
yeah,
themed
kind of a Shane Black
series.
kind of vibe
Yeah.
to it. Yeah,
It's got a Lethal Weapon, Die Hard.
right.
Feel to it, and a Lethal Weapon, Die Hard, Home Alone feel.
Yeah.
If that's a thing. If it's not, it just became one. So
And Haley Steinfeld, she's an amazing actress anyway. She was, I mean, ever since True Grit.
True Grit.
She was how old? Like 10, 12 in
Yeah,
that
she's
film?
young.
Yeah. She was
quite
amazing.
young. All right.
Yep.
Anybody else? What other topics? Throw another one out there. If you've got a question for us, you want to know something about us that we won't reveal. Dwight is saying, to close out, I love the theaters, but they're getting pricey, right? That's why.
Of course you have a 77-inch OLED
77
TV,
inch
Dwight.
TV.
Why wouldn't you? I mean, come on. I wouldn't expect anything less.
What else do you need? What else do you need? Right? It's kind of like you can.
Dwight's
replicate-
always on the cutting edge. He's always ahead of the game.
But you can replicate that experience at home. So really, what it becomes like at that point.
True.
like,
You
why
do-
do you need to?
You turn the lights out. You've got a decent
Yeah.
sound system. Sure,
And you don't have
absolutely.
to worry about people chatting, people texting, phones on. You can,
That's right.
I mean, nothing's going to replace the big screen, but
No.
things are replacing the big screen. Honestly,
Yeah, and like I said before, I'm still collecting DVD. I mean, Blu-rays and now it's 4K and stuff like that. But I'm still a big advocate for physical media. To me, it still looks better, sounds better. Streaming something can go wrong. Of course, your player could put or whatever. But you got got to kind of keep up with the times. But I find myself just scrolling by. I mean, I got HBO Max, I got Disney Plus. I'm looking at all these films at my fingertips, and I'm literally just like not watching any of them.
Yeah, me neither. I'll go back and watch Three's Company on Pluto.
I'm watching Columbo on Peacock. I'm streaming that, for God's sake. I'm,
Casey,
going back to Little House on the Prairie and these old,
Casey is saying that you have to get an 87-inch TV for Kelly. See that? To match her test scores, you need to get an 87. So Nick is saying some movies need an audience like a live theater, better in a movie theater. You're right. Like, I can still, if you go on YouTube, if you're into the Marvel films, we're not going to belabor the Marvel thing too long, but if you go on YouTube, there are plenty of videos of people that were in the theater for the last part of Endgame, like when everybody came, when Cap, and people are filming the audience reaction. I watch that now, and I still get excited about how excited the audience was getting at the time. So there absolutely is something to be said for, Nick, I think, put it up earlier, is being in a room with strangers and experiencing something. You kind of, because you may have your kind of emotions or feelings, but then if everybody feels the same way, it kind of allows you to let it out as well. Or
these reaction videos are absolutely,
or crying at the ends of Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Unfortunately, I saw Endgame 3 times. I didn't have, the crowd wasn't that great. Yeah. Each time. I was hoping for that big, rush, but it just didn't happen. When you see oh my God, it's like New York City and California. I mean, they're just going nuts, and people are,
It was exciting. But so that's kind of unmatched, is that shared experience. But again, if people aren't going, I mean, Sean just said it. He went on a Friday night at 7:00 for a big movie. He didn't go see some independent foreign film. He went to go see Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And there was barely anybody other. And, watch parties for Mandalorian. There's a lot of those. There's a lot of those reaction videos where you get to watch that as well, which is pretty neat. Mm-hmm. If you're just joining us, or you have joined us, if you haven't put a comment in, if you haven't put your name in the chat, because you'll be eligible to win a copy of Scent of a Woman on Blu-ray. Believe it or not, it's a Thanksgiving film. Mm-hmm. Turkey. So we'll be giving away two copies of those. Just some housekeeping as well. Our episode normally comes out on Thursday this week, but because of the holiday, and if you're traveling, we're putting our episode out tomorrow. And the episode is about the Last Waltz. The Last Waltz from Martin Scorsese. It is about the group The Band and their final show in 1976 before they broke up. And it is a who's who concert. It's widely regarded as one of the best concert films or concert events.
It's a timeless classic
that ever happened.
Never gets old. Yeah.
Yeah, and the actual event took place on Thanksgiving in 1976. So we thought it would be appropriate for us to cover that. So check that out tomorrow. Or if you're traveling on Thursday and you're driving to relatives or something, put that one on. We would love to join you on the trip. Wherever you're going, we will do the talking for you, so you don't even need to say a word. We'll just chatter away about The Last Waltz, and you can check it out. Or if you got people trapped in the car, say, hey, check this podcast out.
It's safe to assume that people are going to be doing a lot of talking and or yelling by the end of the weekend anyway. So if you're getting together with family, we all know how that is. So
so definitely we have it out for you tomorrow, so you can check it out tomorrow. If you want to save it for your Thursday morning, or have it on when you're cooking or whatever, by all means check it out then. So Nick, in Endgame, when Spider-Man appeared, that one kid 2 rows ahead of him raised his arms. Really great. I mean, the audience reaction and hearing the sobs when, at this point, Iron Man died.
Oh, my sister. Shania, where are you? You can attest to this. She was sobbing in the. I was like, "Is that Shania?" I'm looking over, and it's her, and she's like, "Oh my god!" She loves Robert Downey. A
lot of people were invested in that, and they really did it justice. Okay,
it was quite the journey.
Yeah, absolutely.
For 10 years. I mean, God, yeah. So
you can't beat it. They did it right. Yep. What else we got? What do you want to talk about besides
Casey Bauer,
films?
love The Mandalorian. Yes, it is an exceptional show. I can't wait for season 3. I can't wait for Boba Fett. I'm looking forward to Ahsoka. Anything that Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are attached to, I think at this point, that's the way.
Isn't he writing a novel?
Who's that?
Boba Fett.
The Book of Boba Fett. Yeah.
Oh, that's what it is?
Yeah. I don't know.
No?
Whatever.
No?
No, I don't know.
Crickets?
Hayden Christensen coming back.
Yeah.
Not one,
Obi-Wan.
but two shows. No, he will be showing up in Ahsoka as well. I'm imagining they're going back and showing some
Probably some
flashbacks of the
flashbacks.
Clone Wars, and so that's exciting.
Yep.
You know, we
Nick
never
says
thought in a
they're
million years that we'd be rooting for Hayden Christensen to come back
come
because
back. Yeah.
he was so hated back in the day. But people are actually looking forward to it now.
Yeah.
You know,
And Nick
so
is saying that the Mandalorian turned his kids into Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
Because they watched the last trilogy and they were turned off, his children. And now he put on the Mandalorian and his kid says, yes, this is what it's supposed to be like, Dad. This is what Star Wars is supposed to be.
Mhm.
And Nick said, I will never show you Rise of Skywalker again. You will only ever see the Mandalorian in our house. Janai, oh wait, March of the Wooden Soldiers for Thanksgiving movie. Yes.
yes,
I know we've moved on, but no, that's fine. That we had to mention. That was
no,
always
that
one,
is
too.
yeah.
But that was it's actually more of a. It's not a Christmas film per se, but it fits more with Christmas because of the toys and
Yeah, but
You
oh
know,
my
with-
God,
with
that was
different-
always
that was
an
another-
institution in my house. Right before King Kong,
Yep,
they
another
would show that.
WPIX.
Yeah, yep.
WPIX would show it. I lost my Pee-wee. That was with. So Dwight saying Boba Fett is starting out as episode 17.
17. Yeah, it's
So
a
kind-
they're
yeah.
keeping with the continuity of the chapters.
Yeah,
so I
it's
would
kind of
imagine they'll probably do the same thing with Ahsoka. It'll all be one kind of thing, you know. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the whole like storyline with
Yep.
Bo-Katan and the whole Mandalorian thing. I want to see what goes. You know, I think baby Grogu could. I'm done with the little puppet at this point. I want the Mandalorian story.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Enough with the cute little cuddly creatures. I want
All right.
the cool stuff. I want the good, the bad, and the ugly from Boba Fett. But I'm sure they'll probably come up with some character that'll pop up and it'll steal everybody's hearts, and you know, as usual. But we'll see.
They'll come up. They'll figure something out. They can't.
Yeah.
They can't keep treading that water and come up with another character. Mogu, like his brother Mogu or something. You know, they can't do that. So what? Give us another topic. How about something about music?
Mm.
So Nick is saying March of the Wooden Soldiers is a good case study of copyright. Why is that, Nick?
Yeah, interesting.
Do elaborate on that. I want to hear about why this is a study of copyright. Put that in. And if you've got a question for us or you've got another topic, let's move off to Marvel and Star Wars. I know not everybody's into it, and we want to make sure we're getting everybody involved. So throw something else out there if you're interested. We want to hear.
Has anybody ever gone to a concert
Yes.
on
I've gone to a
Thanksgiving?
concert. Oh.
Like around like the holidays, they had, you know, Thanksgiving Day, whatever. Have you ever gone to an actual concert or
I don't
some
know
kind
if
of a big
anybody does
event? I'm sure it's
outside
happened.
of-
Well, the band did it,
The
you
band
know.
did it.
But yeah, but
outside of the parade, you know, I'm
I'm
not
sure it's been
that-
done. I mean, you know,
Yeah, absolutely. I can't recall of anything happening on that day of like, oh yeah, let's go there. Like kind of, you know. 'Cause
I
think
can't
it's-
imagine
think it's-
not being home. Right?
It's-
You go to
it's-
like I think I went to the parade actually in person once in my life. It was the most miserable experience I ever had. I couldn't wait to get out of there. It's like we went all the way down to the city. It was freezing cold, and I just couldn't wait to get back home. You know, like
Yeah.
just to sit down and eat and be with the family, and
There
you know,
go.
that's the last place you want to be
That's the
is
case for not
watching the
going to a
parade.
concert.
Yeah.
Well, so Nick is saying about March of the Wooden Soldiers is the studio didn't enforce it, so Steve, the copyright, so TV stations kept airing it without paying. Interesting. Originally called Babes in Toyland. Yes, it absolutely was.
So it's kind of like
And it was colorized. I mean, they colorized the hell out of that movie.
yeah, it was kind of like Night of the Living Dead, right? It was out there,
Yeah.
public domain almost, so to speak. Everybody had their how many releases were there that they
Yeah, you could just buy.
and
the
they were
rights put it
all
out.
like crappy copies. You know, you know, I think it's
Copies
not
of the
until
copy of the
Criterion
copy.
picked it up that they actually cleaned it up and it actually looks like a decent film for one. You know,
a copy
but,
of a
yeah.
copy of a copy of a copy, and then that
Right.
was the version that they put
Exactly.
out.
Yep.
I was like, okay, this is all
torn to shreds. It was, you know,
Yeah.
scenes that you hadn't seen in forever, and you know, oh, I forgot about that, and yeah, but
Absolutely. What else? What else you got? Ask us a question. What would you like to know? Or throw another topic. Let's talk about a musical topic. Something,
Mhm.
something different. What do you got for us? See, you guys, it's not that easy. See, we come with the topic ready to rock and roll, right? And now we're asking you guys to do some of the heavy lifting. It's like, come on.
Who said that? Some bold words, Mr. Coob. Was that who?
That was Grogu.
That was about
Grogu.
Grogu. Oh, you
his
said
Grogu,
it.
his
Okay.
Grogu rant.
And Janai said, yes, I was. What is that? What was she referring to?
Not sure.
Oh, she was. I guess she was responding to the Endgame thing.
Okay.
Where she was sobbing. Okay.
Thoughts on the Jerry Garcia biopic, right? With Jonah Hill. And was that Martin Scorsese?
Yeah,
I
he's
think
Martin Scorsese's doing it.
He's got to stop. He's just kind of,
Well,
I
he's.
don't know.
Yeah.
It might be interesting. Jonah Hill this is his opportunity. He's been kind of moving towards the dramatic actor respect, right? With, obviously with Wolf of Wall Street, and there's where the Scorsese connection comes in, Moneyball. So he's been doing some dramatic roles. So he's, he may have the chops. I mean, what are you going to tell me? Why would I want to go see let me put it this way. Why would I want to go see a movie about Jerry Garcia? Nothing against Jerry Garcia, but why would I want to go see a movie about him?
I don't know.
Right?
I mean, I guess I'm diehard Dead fans would know the answer to that question. But
what's
I mean,
compelling about his life?
well,
like,
it's got to be something. Yeah.
Like what? Yeah, The Doors. Like Jim Morrison led a wild life, and the hedonism and all that kind of stuff. You want to go see that, or the life of Elvis and what he did. But what about Jerry Garcia besides missing his middle finger is going to get me to go see that film?
And that's it. That's the most compelling thing. I can
it's a
see
trend of-
Scorsese targeting that one aspect. That's the whole movie right there.
That's why he is the way he is, because he lost his finger, and that's going to make a whole thing about it. Beth is going in. She's got a musical question. Is what's the first Christmas song you will play? Meaning not what they've been playing them already, but she might mean what are you going to play? What's the first holiday song are you going to put on and play? Anybody?
Charlie Brown Christmas, I think.
Charlie Brown Christmas, the soundtrack, Vince Guaraldi.
Yeah,
That's
what
a
is
great
it? The Christmas time is here. That theme,
Yep.
love it.
Christmas
That
time,
sets the tone. It sets the mood. Right.
The piano, the drum, and the bass. It's such a great soundtrack. It's jazz
Yeah.
and kind of exposing kids to jazz without them realizing it.
Right. Nick
And
Leshy,
really
I
great
agree
stuff.
with you. I'm tired of musical
Do they know it's
biopics
Christmas?
too.
Fight them.
Yep.
Fight them.
Fight? Okay. That's a good one.
Do they know Christmas is a good one? We're not going to say no to that one. That was a big one for us when we were younger.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure going back to Jerry Garcia, I'm sure Dead fans would have a list for you. What of like that they played concerts every day of the week. What again? I get it. Christy saying Jonah Hill was nominated for Best Supporting Actor for Moneyball, right? And the Scorsese film seems to more about the scene than Garcia per se. Okay, well then that's a little bit more. Like I said, I don't have anything against Jerry Garcia. I just don't, see that he's led such a compelling life, or like Elton John or Freddie Mercury, flamboyant and.
Well, is it
That's
just
a
about
lifestyle.
him, or is it about the Grateful Dead? That's the thing. Is it about the whole band, or is it just him? That's
I
a
think
whole
it's about
other
him.
thing. Okay.
I think it's mainly about him, about Garcia. So, I'm not sure.
I'm sure there's
Scorsese-
something in their story that is controversial. I'm sure they've. I would personally. I know they're doing they're also doing one on the Allman Brothers Band. That I'd rather see, because that's a more interesting band, and they've been through a hell of a lot more ups and downs, I think, than, and their story is far more interesting to tell. I could see Scorsese doing that rather than the Grateful Dead. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
Nick is saying he'd be impressed if Jonah Hill does the singing like Val Kilmer did in The Doors. If he sings like Val Kilmer did in The Doors, then it wouldn't be a Jerry Garcia film.
oh my God.
What? I'm reading the sentence.
Yeah, but
If Hill does the singing like Val Kilmer did in The Doors. So if Jonah Hill sings like Val Kilmer did in The Doors, he should not be in the Jerry Garcia film. He should be in a different film. See, Nick got it.
They got it too, but
God,
it's
thank
just, but yeah, but I mean, come on.
Casey saying, I'm with you guys. Don't know too much about the Dead. Just that they toured a lot. Exactly. That's like, it's going to be
Kind of like the
day
Dave
one, and
Matthews
then
Band, right? You know, doing
Yeah.
something about them. You know, saying
it's
kind
gonna
of
be like
the jam.
The movies.
Yeah.
Here's how the movie's going to start. Day one, and they're going on tour, and the movie's going to be end day 3,750, and they're still on tour. Like that's going to be the timeline of the film.
Or it'll be just one concert, and it'll be like 4 hours long. It's
Yeah.
like one of their
You know,
shows.
and Chrissy's saying whether you're a Dead fan or not, you have to admit their following is quite. Oh no, the following. The
Oh,
Dead heads
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't take anything away from that. Again, I'm just saying.
But
I
is
just
that
don't know
what it's going to
gonna
be about, though? That's the thing. That's the question.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you what. There was I don't know if it was on Netflix or Amazon Prime, like about 2 years ago, and there was a documentary, a Grateful Dead miniseries, and it was like 5 or 6 episodes, and I watched it, and I came away. I'm like, they didn't give me anything. It was just weird. It just wasn't. There wasn't like yeah, they did their drug thing, and they taught. Like I just don't. Even after watching 6 episodes about the Grateful Dead, I didn't feel I came away with any deeper knowledge about them. It was kind of very glossed over, not very in depth. But for 6 episodes, I'm watching. I'm like, I was just kind of waiting and waiting and waiting. Sean Grady, "Touch of Grey," first song you ever heard in your life, or from the Dead? That no, more information, please. "Touch of Grey" is the first song I ever heard. I'm gonna guess from the Grateful Dead. A lot of kids in the grade loved. Yeah, they did have that resurgence when that album "In the Dark" came out, and that kind of made them cool for a whole other generation started to get hooked on it, and that was brilliant, or a stroke of luck that happened with that album, and it just kind of launched them into the stratosphere as far as like a whole other generation of people just following them around.
I guess if you're a diehard Deadhead, it is. I guess we just don't understand the culture. You know, that is the whole. I think that what Christy was trying to say was that might be what he's trying to hit upon is is capturing the culture, trying to understand it better.
He did it in the last.
You know, we'll see. You know,
Nick is saying he went to a Fish concert with his then girlfriend. Same Grateful Dead following vibe. Absolutely, the jam band, the whole jam band thing. Didn't know most of the songs, but the audience loved it. Absolutely, the whole. You know, they're the original jam band. Absolutely, play forever. Encouraging bootlegging. They never had a problem with people taping and trading, and that's one of the great things about it. Is they're just super cool about that, and you know, the anti-Dylan, like, didn't make a big thing about it. Do whatever you want. I think they used to have even taping areas for tapers. I've been to concerts where they had an area for people to tape, and they would set up they would set up like tripods and have like microphones like up and above, so they could get like the best quality audio. And you gotta respect.
everybody. Well, a lot of the jam bands do that. Dave Matthews Band does it. I mean, they've released official live albums, but you know, you go on like Spotify and there's a whole.
Yeah, it's just all bootleg after bootleg.
All bootleg. Yeah, Tedeschi Trucks does it. You know, the Allman Brothers did it back in the day. So I mean, it's
very
because these people are dedicated. They'll go.
yeah. Follow
They'll
them
pay
everywhere.
money and they'll follow them around. They'll see like over 100
All
shows
the
a
tours.
year.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine that.
And Janai
Lifestyle,
is checking
you
in
know.
with the final word. If you lived with a bunch of deadheads, you would understand.
Okay. Well, that's perhaps that's, you know,
So
and I know she has. So I
And Sean's checking in with Ben and Jerry's dedicated an ice cream flavor to each, and he's not a fan of either flavor. So it's Cherry Garcia. What was the other flavor for Bob Weir? What was it?
I don't know.
Or right, is Ben and Jerry? I don't know.
Jerry Garcia Band also had an impact separate from the Grateful Dead. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit to a lesser extent, but still, pretty much anything that Jerry would do at that point, right? He worked with Dave Grisman a lot. Oh, Fish Food. Okay, you're talking
I
about
guess
Grateful
it's
Dead
the
and Fish.
spirit of the
Got
guy.
it.
I mean,
Got
the
it.
aura of what he represents and what he, you know.
Here's some trivia. Deadhead sticker on a Cadillac. That's easy. Boys of Summer. Don Henley.
Yeah.
Sean Grady had it. Boys of Summer. Perfect. Great. That was a great trivia question too. Don Henley. Okay, what else we got? Give us another one. We got a couple more minutes. We'll let you go in about an hour, and we're gonna we're doing our wheel tonight,
Anything
and
else?
we're giving away 2 copies of Scent of a Woman with Al Pacino as Frank Slade. Hoo-wah! So we'll be giving away 2 of those on Blu-ray to random winners chosen at random, and we'll get them out to you directly as we always do. We've got our new episode coming out tomorrow, which is the Last Waltz, which is a feature film by Martin Scorsese, chronicling the last concert in celebration of the band. If you're into the band is named The Band. That's the name of the band. Is the band. Right?
Kelly says, if you could be any musical instrument, what would you be? Okay.
Oh boy.
Boy, she's on fire with these questions tonight.
If you could be any musical instrument, what would you be?
Good Lord.
That's interesting. And
Yeah,
why? I think it's more the why.
Yeah.
Is like, why would you want to be a trumpet or the harp? Why would you want to be a harp, Beth? Because of the angelic tones it generates?
Could be.
Right? I'm not sure. That's a really good question.
I don't know if I'd want to be a drum because I wouldn't want to get.
Hit
I wouldn't want to get beat upon. You know. Would the human voice count? I guess I don't know.
So Beth is saying exactly about the harp because of its angelic tone. So Beth is looking at it from the sound that the instrument
From the
makes.
sound, it has to be from the sound aspect. You know.
Well, I was thinking about more like if I was a guitar, I wouldn't want somebody like putting their fingers all over me.
Strumming.
So I was looking at it from like that. I was looking at it from being the actual instrument and what would it be like for me if I was
the physical aspect of it.
the
No,
physical thing?
I think it's more about this. Is it about the sound, babe? Yeah. Okay. She's She's sitting by me. She's hysterical over there, laughing in the chair.
I guess I'm overthinking it. Okay, so if I was,
or our minds are in the gutter.
Okay,
that's
I have
what it
then.
is.
If I was going to be an instrument because of the sound, I would probably be a piano. Because you use all 10 fingers to make different notes, as opposed to a guitar where you're plucking a string and playing a note with the other hand. Or, I mean, you could make the same case for maybe a saxophone or one of those instruments where you're playing with both hands. But with a piano, you could be playing different things with both hands, or you could be playing it together. So you really have a lot of versatility. So I would go with a piano, and Kelly Cooper says, yeah. Nick Leshy, stand-up bass. That's a good one. That's a nice one. Stand-up bass is a good one.
Yeah, I you know what? I think I'd probably go with piano as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
because
that's
you
a
get
nice, versatile instrument.
and it's a matter of tuning as well.
And
so
you
you
get
can
treated
get
with
all kinds of
respect.
different sounds, and
You don't see people
it's
throwing a
it's
piano
craft. The craftsmanship of
So,
somebody making a piano,
I
has.
I would look elegant. I would be cared for, right? Because they don't throw pianos around. They wheel them out and they ship
That's
them
right.
and they crate them. So I would be well cared for.
Yep.
Which would help. What I was thinking about is how would my life be as a piano. So there we go. Let's get with Casey. Casey's got. What's the last concert you attended? What is the last concert you attended? Put that in the chat. Let's hear what the last concert you attended was. We're talking musical concert, music artist, I'm guessing. What is the last concert you attended?
What was the one? Who did you just see, Dean? You
Last
just
concert I went to was Bahamas in New York City, and which is great artist. If you've never heard, Elizabeth Navarro, Lord Huron, great concert. I was at that concert as well.
For me, it was TTB. They came to Frederick,
trucks?
so I didn't have to go far.
Yeah.
They were literally in our backyard.
Walk to the place.
So that was great. But we've seen them more than anyone. Yeah,
Christopher Cross, Yacht Rock at Westbury in September.
That's nice. Cool.
Nice one too. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make a statement. My guess, or from what I've seen, I may not know. Casey Bauer, Dave Matthews, July 2021. I think people are a lot more excited about going to see live music than they are about going to the movie theater.
I would agree with that.
I think people were more like, I want to see live music and people in person because of the lockdown. You were able to replicate the movie experience at home. You streamed, but you really couldn't. You can't replicate a live show at home, even with people from YouTube performing.
Well, you could
at home.
argue you go to a movie, you're still inside. You're still somewhat you have to be quiet. You got to, it is structured. And, when you're at a live show, the experience, everybody, it's your
Sharon.
life. I mean,
Godsmack.
Oh,
Godsmack. They had that song Voodoo, which was really good. And Nick Leshy's saying No Doubt, maybe. So is he saying No Doubt? And it's No Doubt, maybe?
is this recent, Nick?
He
No
doesn't
doubt,
remember.
they're still around.
They
still-
reform, unless he
Did
hasn't
they?
been to a concert in a while.
Wow. I was going to say. I mean, that's
Yeah, so Godsmack at the Barclay just before the pandemic. So Sharon was probably saw one of the last concerts before, and then things basically shut down, which has been hard. It's been very difficult.
yeah.
And Beth is saying she thinks that's true. I think about people wanting to. We're much more like, yeah, I want to go see live shows again, rather than, oh, I can't wait to go to the movie theater.
People can scream, they could cheer, they could like just let loose.
Nick,
I mean,
don't
yeah.
speak. Don't speak, Nick.
In other words, shut your mouth. I don't know.
That's the name of their song. Don't speak.
I know.
She was being very
Yes,
ironical.
I got the
Next
funny.
week will be a cover band. He's going to Double Vision at Daryl's house, which is I'm going to guess by Double Vision, it's a Foreigner cover band.
Dwight loves those cover bands, don't you?
Unless it's a band of alcoholics. But I'm going to guess it's a Foreigner cover band as opposed to a band of alcoholics. Tarrytown Music Hall just had The Machine on Friday, right? That's Pink Floyd, The Machine, and these tribute bands are really gaining steam. I mean, they are so popular. There's so many. There's Fleetwood, rumors of Fleetwood Mac and Tusk Fleetwood Mac and the Eagles Experience and this, that, and the other thing. And yeah, he's saying yep, Foreigner, and Sharon saying yes, Pink Floyd. So yeah, I guess right. Yeah, and I saw over the summer I got to see One Night of Queen again, which is Gary Mullen and the Works, and he's the closest thing you'll hear, literally, and coming from someone who's very picky about this stuff, the closest thing you'll hear to Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
In life, and he was absolutely amazing. So I don't have a problem with those bands if they're just singing and they're just singing the songs and hey, we're a Steely Dan tribute band. If they don't sound like them, then what are you doing, right? So if you're going to go to something like Pink Floyd, which I believe they do, Sharon, right? They do the light show and they do the lasers. They replicate the experience of going to a Floyd show.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Get the Lead Out. They really are faithful to the arrangements and the vocals, and they really try and get somebody that sounds like Plant. Cover bands make sense to me if you can no longer see the band live. Absolutely, Sean. Absolutely. If they're doing it right, and that's the thing is, like I said, there are some that are just kind of. I've seen some cover bands or some tribute bands online. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you're just singing the song. You don't even sound like whoever. X, Y, and Z. Because they've broken up or members have died, et cetera, et cetera. Absolutely. And there was a Tom Petty cover band there too. I bet you their name was Free Fallin'. Was the name of that cover or their name was Running Down a Dream.
Oh.
The Tom Petty tribute band. Britt Floyd, Ultimate Pink Floyd. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Pink Floyd ones.
I know
There's a lot of Eagles. There's a lot of
a
Eagles
Genesis.
bands.
There's a Genesis one out there now to Rail. I think it's called Rail, the music of Genesis. So it's like Peter Gabriel era.
Yeah.
Stuff.
There's a couple that that have actually been endorsed. I don't think it's Rail, but there's another one that I think Tony Banks or Mike Rutherford has been like, yeah, these guys, I think they're called the Music Box. That's what it is.
Yes.
The Music Box. And they're
Phil,
like,
the guy that he looks a lot like Phil.
Quote unquote endorsed by Genesis, meaning like this is the closest you're going to get to not seeing Genesis to do it. So
Dwight Burke, you're going to see them, aren't you? In pretty soon, Genesis.
There's Dwight Damn the Torpedoes. It's the Petty cover band. It's going to be at Daryl's house in January.
I have to say they're getting it's getting a lot of great reviews, and I'm glad.
What is
for Genesis? The
shows,
their tours are Phil. I still don't want to see him that way.
It's still hard to watch. It's still hard to watch.
Hard to watch, but I'm glad that it's getting positive reviews. People are digging it, and
Yeah, let them just finish out and
right.
He sold those tickets. Yeah, I think they should. I wouldn't have a problem with Genesis trying to record again because you can get him into the studio. He can relax his voice. They can come up with. They can create stuff, and he doesn't have to, be.
They might.
With
who knows? They never say never. Tony Banks says never say never.
Yeah, well, he's.
And I
But
would
if you
really
can-
like to see them get back together with Peter Gabriel and do
That's never
something.
going to happen. Yeah, that's done.
But, you know,
I think that ship has sailed, especially with how Phil Collins is. Now, what I want to see, if we're talking about what we're looking forward to, I hope they make a video of it. I hope they make a DVD. It's perfectly ripe for being filmed, and it's the ABBA voyage, the avatars, right? They're doing because they're only going to be in England. They built a stadium just for these concerts, and they're virtual avatars of ABBA, but they're going to be performing live ABBA. But the avatars are going to be on the stage. I don't know if you saw any of the videos.
yeah.
It looks really wild. It looks really cool because they did all the motion capture with the members of ABBA now performing the whole concert and doing everything. I think that would be really neat. I think it's perfect. Like, they don't need to be out there dragging themselves out there, trotting themselves out. It's like, you know what? Use the technology, and they're going to do it, and it looks really exciting because another trailer just came out for the concert.
Well, if this thing takes off, I mean,
with
I
the
can only
avatars.
imagine the future
Yeah.
might hold for with things like that for everyone. You know,
Yeah,
that would be
well, they could
great.
just- they could
Holograms of like you see in
Yeah, or just-
movies.
Yeah, or just
Yeah.
de-age everybody like they do
Right.
anyway. Like get whoever de-ages Michael Douglas in the Marvel films can de-age anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
I think it's just, you know, that's what I'm looking forward to as far as stuff on the horizon. This year was I don't know, saw just a few concerts, but things started coming back late. You know, late in the year, all of a sudden everyone was like, okay, yeah, let's start.
Yeah,
kinda
everybody
pushing it
kind
out
of
and
thought that 2021 was going to be like,
full
oh,
on, but
everything's over. You know,
Yeah.
we're back. No, it's not really. I mean, we're
slow
still.
but sure.
I'd rather that happen than you know, and let things unfold
Yeah.
gradually and just sort of creep back in and you know we'll get there.
Absolutely.
You know,
give,
so-
give us one more quick topic, and then we'll close up shop, and we'll give away some Blu-rays of Scent of a Woman, directed by Martin Brest. Also, if you didn't know that, so that was a really great film. Again, takes place in the New York area, so it's home to us that are up north, and takes place over Thanksgiving weekend. And
Yeah.
Chris O'Donnell, that was like one of his
What
early
happened?
roles.
What happened to him?
He's on isn't he on like CSI or NCIS or
Oh, is it?
CIA
Oh, is he?
or-
Is that
or
still on?
one of those?
Yeah.
You know, there's all those.
Okay.
Those shows like that. He was on one of them, I think, with LL Cool J, when like CSI like Miami or CSI California or something like that. So, oh, Sean Grady's got a good one. Here we go. This is how we're going to close this one out. Favorite movie, nosh, or snack? What do you like to eat when you're at the movies or sitting in front of your TV or, you know, watching a movie? What do you like to eat? That's a great one. Then we'll close out with this one. Everybody jump in on this. Let's see. Let's see
Kelly
some
said,
timing.
if you could be any part of the turkey, which part would you be?
I would be that little clucker thing that's on its nose.
There you go.
The gobbler. She's just kidding.
Yeah.
So let's get back to what is your favorite, where is it again? Favorite movie, nosh, or snack? Sean is saying ice cream. Casey is saying popcorn.
Yeah.
When I was young, I used to like popcorn with it wasn't even butter when I was a kid. It was oil flavored like butter. Like
That's
it
true.
was just
Yeah.
but it was just something about reaching into that bucket and everything's just all soaked in that stuff. And then when
Well,
you
that's
stood
the- I
up,
mean,
your
you
feet
just-
were sticking to the ground.
We're so conditioned to get it, right? And it just never.
Veggies and dip. Thanks, Kelly.
Yeah.
Sharon's got peanut butter ice cream. Another ice cream for watching movies. Sean Grady, when I was young, it was Twizzlers. I like to eat stuff that's not loud because I'm one of those people. It's like I'm watching the movie. Like, don't talk to me. Like, I don't want to try and guess what's happening. And so
Are we talking about-
I like
are
my
we-
food to be quiet as well.
So are we talking about in the theater
Either one.
or at home? Okay.
Either one. I don't think you're eating peanut butter ice cream in the theater. That's probably
Because at home you could just have just about anything. You're free reign to just.
Yeah, but what do you like
know.
to have, right? Junior Mints is a good one. That's
It's a
that's
junior
that's
mint.
that's
It's
a-
delicious.
That's a quiet food because you put that in your mouth and it just dissolves and it's not like crunchy like an M&M and it doesn't crackle. So Casey's onto something with the Junior Mints.
It's refreshing.
Thanksgiving snacks. No, we're talking about also the chips and dip is out or the veggies and dip. drinking a soda and using a Twizzler as a straw. That's just sugar overload. I mean,
Oof.
Chrissy's just going for the dental visit right after.
Yeah, wow. Never been a fan of licorice or Twizzlers or anything like
Really
that
not.
anyway. So
Remember the Necco wafers? They were thin. They looked like about the size of a nickel, and they came in that wax paper
yeah.
thing, and they had like the dust on them. It wasn't cocaine, but it was like a white powder.
I always like
and they
snow
had, like,
caps.
the
I
little
like snow
discs.
caps. I liked
Ice cream's popular. in the-
Milk Duds. I dug Goobers. You know, all
Sean-
that kind of stuff.
Sean's done the Twizzler straw, so it seems
Yeah.
like that's you bite both ends off. If we're going with Twizzlers, chocolate Twizzlers. I gotta go with chocolate Twizzlers. Eric's got it. Love the Junior Mint Seinfeld episode.
See, yeah, we just
right.
it's a
You know what,
Junior Mint.
Janai's got a good one. We're going to keep going with this. Janai has a really good question. If you could go back and live 1 week in any decade, which one would it be? That's a great 1 week in any decade. Which would it be? Jeez Louise, that's a great question. That might win the internet tonight, Janai. But you may not win. I can't
Well-
guarantee you're going to win a copy of Scent of a Woman, but you did win the internet with this question.
I don't know. I immediately want to say go back to the 80s, which we
I
were
probably
kids.
would.
But I'd like to experience as an adult. I'd like to go back and maybe experience something like the 70s, right? When all that kind of crazy
I guess the
shit was
question is,
happening. Like a lot of wild stuff was going on in the 70s. So that would be kind of fun.
Nick,
You
Any
know.
Weekend Summer of Love, 1969.
Yeah.
Casey, Woodstock, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a trend. Yeah, I'm like saying, oh, I'd like to go see Highlander again for the first time in the theaters. Like I'm like simple. I'm a simple man. I want to experience that again.
I don't
Everyone's
think it
like,
would be
Woodstock,
quite the
dude.
same, though, right? I mean, if you're an adult, like, I'd like, as an adult, I'd go back to a time that we didn't get to experience. So
This
I
is
think
what
that
I
would
was
be,
getting to. Sharon's got the question. This is what I was getting to. If you went back, would it change the future, or would you relive it, or would you be visiting as you are now? So I'm thinking of from the standpoint of I would go back and relive the week now as like a visitor. So I would like to go back to the 80s, maybe when I was in high school, and just to kind of take it all in from my standpoint now, not to relive it necessarily as me, but
But
I was looking at it as a I was looking at it as.
But
as
aren't
a
we doing
travel.
that now, though? Aren't we, like, we're all kind of doing that with this, everything is nostalgia and trying to recapture that stuff anyway.
Yeah,
so,
I guess, but I don't know. Would it change the future, or would you relive it?
well,
That's a good question. If I changed the future, we would not be here right now. And we would not be giving away 2 copies of Scent of a Woman. So I don't think you want me to go back and change things, because then you might not win this disc tonight. Ray Fry checking in. Hello, Ray. Welcome. What's so funny?
you, we wouldn't be getting Sense of a Woman.
It's true.
I
We
don't know.
wouldn't be
Did you
able to
just
win
watch
tonight.
this movie? I think you're like obsessed with this
No,
film.
I'm just
It's like-
promoting. I want
it's
everybody to know that they're eligible to win. And we're gonna put Ray Fry in too.
Oh goodness.
Ray Fry came in. See, Ray's smart. He comes in at the last minute, puts a thing into the chat, so he's eligible to win, and then he wins and walks away.
That's right. That's the way to do it.
That Ray knows how to
Yeah.
work these shows that we have. He comes in at the last second. He knows that we're closing up. He puts his name in, wins, and he did it with Horrified. He won the board game.
Yeah, that's right. He did.
Oh, that's a great question. Though. Wow, that was a really great question. Okay, are we ready to give some stuff away?
Yeah. Well,
do you
I think
think?
we're ready to give away Scent of a Woman. 2 copies of Scent of
What are we giving away? Giving away
two,
Scent of a
not
Woman.
one, but 2 copies of Scent of a Woman. There we go.
Would Nicholson say yes to the Colonel role if he could go back in time? I don't think he could handle. He could not handle that role. If you're trying to compare his final scene in A Few Good Men to the final scene in Scent of a Woman, like I think that's what the comparison might be. Is like like that kind of intensity. I think Pacino blows him out of the water for that. Right? I don't think, and likewise, I don't think Pacino could play Nicholson's role in A Few Good Men, because
Is that what Christie's referring to? Is
Yeah.
him playing Al Pacino's part? Okay.
Yeah, would Nicholson say yes to the Colonel Frank Slade role if he could go
Okay.
back in time?
Listen, he smells.
He was
Yeah,
offered the role. He was offered the role and said no. Yeah, I don't know. I can't. See,
It wouldn't be the same.
I can't see Nicholson playing a blind guy either. I just
No.
Wait, who put this up? Ray, I've never actually seen Scent of a Woman. Well, you better hope you win. 2 copies, that's awesome, meaning 1 copy each. So you're not going to get 2 copies, one for you and then another one. We're giving away 2 copies. Just to be clear, we're giving away 2 copies of the same film. Right? So, Ray, you have to see Scent of a Woman. Oh, my God. It takes place on Thanksgiving weekend, so that's why we're giving it away. So that's the reason to stay with it and win and watch. It's just an incredible... Janai is on a delay. 60s as a teenager.
Or the 20s.
Go back to the 1920s.
The roaring 20s.
Yeah. I don't know that Nicholson could have done it. That role has become so iconically associated with him. Ray, what I'll recommend, Ray, is go on YouTube after we're done and just look for Scent of a Woman, like ending scene, and you'll see everything you need to know about
Well, here's the thing. If Nicholson went back and did that, he would still be Nicholson. This role cemented for Al Pacino.
Yeah.
Right? We talked about that. This was the role where Al Pacino became Al Pacino. It was those 2 films, Glengarry and this. So if Nicholson went back, he'd still be Jack. He'd still be very much the same character as he always is. So
you almost trapped me. I almost tried to do a Nicholson impression because you just started to do one. I'm like, I was going to try and do one, but I don't know if I could.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, right? I mean, he plays the same. He's pretty much the same in everything he does. I mean
Nicholson
after
got that way too. Nicholson became the Nicholson character.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, Nicholson. But Pacino,
Scarface.
at that point in time, that's when he emerged as that sort of boisterous, that voice, that gravelly voice, and
he had the Scotch voice all of a sudden.
Yeah, but before that, he always had that kind of whiny, high pitched voice. Like, right, you think of Michael from The Godfather; it's a completely different, almost a completely different person.
Ray saying, could Nicholson play Michael Corleone? He might have had a better shot at that because when he was younger. Because Nicholson doesn't have, that was more of a subdued performance. Nicholson would have had a better shot. He might have had a better shot at Tom Hagen, actually. He might have had a better shot at Duvall's role than at
or Sonny. Because he could, he could play crazy. He can play just that.
Yeah.
It'd be different. I mean, a different take on Sonny. Sonny would be more like.
And that was around the time of Cuckoo's Nest. And he, of course, Casey's going to bring up Heat.
Yeah.
Give me all you got. Give me all you got. Oh my God! Don't stop.
We are going to do Heat at some point.
You guys always start this late. We're trying to close it down, and then you guys start getting. You start getting.
And
going,
and it talks about movies that we were dying to do, right? And
we were just talking about Heat after like before we record the before and after we record the podcast, we kind of chat and we kind of. I don't think we realize it, but we get ourselves warmed up because we just start talking about stuff, and then we go into the episode, and then afterwards, something else will come up, and we just kind of start talking about it. And Heat came up as we want to get we want to get a bunch of guests to do Heat. Like I want to do Heat, but I don't want.
We got to do a round table.
Yeah, I want to
volunteers.
I want to conduct the episode, but I want to have other people.
Oh, Nick Leshy.
Heat is overrated.
Wow.
Nick, it was great having you as a guest in past episodes. But.
Do you know what though? You know what? I'm going to say that the first time I saw the movie,
Sean feels about Scarface. Touche. So take that, Heat.
I hate Scarface. I can't stand that film. That is way over the top. That I will totally agree 100% on that one.
Okay, how about we ask, before you go any further, how about we ask Nick and Sean if you could meet in the middle with Carlito's Way? Can we meet you in the middle from, Heat is overrated, Scarface is overrated. Can we agree to meet in the middle with Carlito's Way then? It's a De Palma film. It's later in Pacino's career, and it's a great one. Let me know. Christy is in for Heat.
Yeah, I definitely need to do that kind of round table discussion about Heat, but...
Well, Nick could come on and he can present the opposing point of view of why he thinks it's overrated.
Yeah.
Didn't mind.
Would love it.
So Sean's like, I didn't mind Carlito's Way, so he's good there. Benny Blanco from the Bronx. And Lalín, right, was Viggo Mortensen as a Spanish Latino guy. Lalín. And
actually, what's an underrated, a really good Pacino film it's kind of underrated was Sea of Love. I enjoyed that. with Ellen Barkin. That was a great
Yeah.
erotic thriller. It was a good, cop,
That
cop
was-
thriller.
That was, one of Samuel L. Jackson's first roles.
Yeah.
He was in the very beginning when they were giving out they were doing the sting on everybody. They were giving out the Yankee tickets.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
all these guys show up to get free Yankee tickets.
Yeah.
And the cops are there just like arresting everybody. And
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson. Nick worked in the background in Carlito's Way.
Oh, there you go.
He was in the club scene at no, I'm just kidding. I don't know when he was in it.
Dwight Burke. Sea of Love was great.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
good one. So you guys get us started. Now you start picking it
Now
up.
we
You
don't
start
wanna
talking about
stop.
Pacino and Heat. It's like, boom.
Mhm.
Loved it. Yeah, Sean Penn in Carlito's Way was out of control in that film. As
Mm-hmm.
Kleinfeld, oh man, he was really good. He was such a not a likable person, and it was Carlito's Way is another good one. we got to do it.
Casey Bauer. I
Insomnia?
enjoy Insomnia.
That's
Yeah.
another Pacino one. That was a good one. That was where Robin Williams. That was that was like Christopher Nolan's like third film.
I actually have the
second major
original,
film.
the Swedish version with
Yeah.
Stellan Skarsgård. I have that. I remember not caring for the Pacino. I think I'd probably need to see it again, but
So do we want to know about Varkito's Way? Was that the adult version? Because this is what Nick originally put up is where is it? Varkito's Way. Where did it go? There it goes. Nick worked on Varkito's Way, so he loves it. And Sean picked up on that. Is Varkito's Way the adult version of of that? That's funny. That's good stuff. Shot at the Old Palladium was Carlito's Way. That was such a good movie. So sad.
Mm.
And you just kind of hoped for the best, and it just didn't turn out that way. All right. Well, I think we've kept you long enough. We appreciate everybody coming. The reason why, if you came to us late, the reason why we asked you to come up with topics is our way of thanking you for joining us on this journey that we started back in February. There's no better week for Eric and I to show our gratitude to you for joining us on the live shows, for posting, for guesting, for sharing, for giving your input and making us laugh and making us and being a part of this community. And I think it's everything, speaking for Eric, that we've wanted so far out of this experience. And
Yep.
it's only getting better, and it's becoming more and more fun. We've got more stuff on the horizon in the coming weeks and months as well. So this was our way of thanking you for joining us, and no better week than Thanksgiving week to show that gratitude. So
It's also an opportunity to meet some really great people.
yeah,
I've met
everybody's-
Nick and Sean, and yeah, so it's really really great to know you guys.
Yeah.
And
Sharon checking
Yeah.
in tonight too. We
Mhm.
welcome Sharon to the 3324 podcast family as well. So yeah, absolutely. Last opportunity to shill for tomorrow's episode. It'll be out tomorrow, and it is the Last Waltz, directed by Martin Scorsese, about the rock group The Band and their final show. And it's a film, and it's a concert film, so we're doing a music and a movie at once, which is pretty amazing.
Mhm.
All right. Are we ready for? I think we're going to give away a copy of Varkito's Way as well.
Let's-
I think we might have a copy of Varkito's Way on VHS. I don't think it ever came
go
out
dig
on
it out of the
DVD.
closet, Dean. Go.
I think I may have a copy of Varkito's Way on like a little reel to reel. We may
Yeah.
have a copy. If I can find a copy of Varkito's Way, we'll give that out next time. How does that sound?
There you go.
So I think we've got everybody in the wheel of names. So what we will do, as we always do, is we'll pull it up. And let me know if I've missed anybody. You can see the wheel there. And we do this randomly, so we'll be giving away one copy each of Scent of a Woman. I'm going to shuffle it up, and if things go the way they could, the way they should, or the way they will, is Dwight will probably win one, because he hasn't won in a while. And we've been kind of, every time he wins, we can't have him participate for like 3 episodes because he wins all the time. So is that everybody? Is everybody's name on there? We got Dwight, Wendy, Ray, Sean, Beth, Sharon, Kelly, Casey, and Janai. Nick is not on there because he won last time, and Christy is not on there because she won last time.
Mhm.
And I think those are the 2 that won last week. It was, what did we give away? We gave away Grease. We gave away Stars Born. And we gave away we gave away Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Yankee
to
Doodle
Susan,
Dandy,
And
yeah.
Susan's not here.
Yeah.
Christy is not on because she won the last time, Sean, and that's just not fair. And
That's just not
Casey
fair.
got no whammies. You know what? You know what, Casey? Because you did that, I just put in 2 whammies.
Okay.
Now we've got whammies. So if a whammy comes up, nobody wins. We just end the stream. The stream will just end abruptly. We won't
Wow.
even say goodbye. We're just gonna.
That's not being very thankful, Dean.
Well, we got the idea. We got the idea for the whammy. You know.
Okay.
You know what? Let's increase it. Let's put another whammy in. Let's put 3 whammies in. If a whammy comes up, stream will just end. All right, Eric. How many clicks? How many
Let's
shuffles
do
should we
3.
give it?
Let's do 3.
We're going to do 3 shuffles. We're giving away one copy of, whoops, 1, 2, 3. There we go. A copy of Scent of a Woman on Blu-ray, and it'll be delivered via Amazon. So you'll get it pretty quick. You won't have to wait for me to package it up and get it over to you. So here we go. For a copy of Middle Name is Whammy. Sean Grady's got a copy of Scent of a Woman.
Nice.
Congratulations, Sean. What happens when it lands on Whammy? Well, you don't want to find out. Actually, Sean, you don't have to care because you just won. Congratulations, Sean Grady. You have won a copy of Scent of a Woman on Blu-ray. Congrats. Hoo-wah. I wish we could play clips. It would be so great just to play that clip. Hoo-wah.
Yeah.
But I'll do my best impression.
I'd bring a flamethrower to this place. All right, so let's do the second.
A vessel of seagoing snitches. You're building a rat ship here. A vessel of seagoing snitches.
Dean's on a roll, folks. He's on a
Oh,
roll.
God, I love that. You could just watch that monologue over and over. Okay,
Yeah.
Anyway. How many shuffles should we give it, Eric?
I don't know. Let's go with 5 this time.
5.
Yeah, why not?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. We got 3 whammies. And we've got we got a lot of people still in it. Movie night at Sean's. There we go. And Ray can bring the copy of Horrified. I hope you got to crack that open and play it. It's really fun. It seems like a really fun game. Here we go for another copy of Scent of a Woman on Blu-ray. And it is going to Whammy Pajammy. Bye, everybody. No, just kidding. We're not going to do it.
Yeah, we're clapping for Whammy.
So since
Christy,
you did
my
5,
middle name is Whammy.
I'm the
Why?
one that at the beginning.
Why am I not surprised that her middle name is Whammy?
Where is it? There it is. Christy's middle name is Whammy. Whammy Pajammy.
So does that mean she wins or what? No.
She's got to show a birth certificate.
Okay.
That says Christy W. Cuomo. Movie night at Sean so far. Okay, here we go. Next winner. 4. Copy of Scent of a Woman on Blu-ray. Sharon, you have won a copy of Scent of a Woman on Blu-ray. Congratulations, Sharon. Way to go.
I wonder who's doing that. Woo! That what?
It just the app just does that. It's like so awesome. Sean, I think I have your address from the last time you won. Sharon, we will tag you in a post, or you can hit us up on 3324 podcast on our page. Send us your address. We will send out the Blu-ray to you from Amazon, so it'll be shipped right out to you. Probably have it by Friday. Wahoo! Congratulations, Sharon. Congratulations, Sean, as well. Everyone's throwing their congrats in. Sent it again. So yeah, thank you, everybody. On behalf of Eric, thank you, everybody. Have a happy and safe Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Enjoy yourself. Take this time. Be with your families or not with your families if that's better for you.
Yeah.
Either
Be well,
way,
guys.
Whichever one.
Yeah.
But try and incorporate some music and movies into your day as well. It's always a fun thing, and it's what kind of brings this group together is our love of both of those formats. And I'm so happy and grateful that we are able to share our love, our conversation with you. It is one of the most fun things that we have been doing, and we look forward to doing more. We will be having some shows in Christmas. We will be after we do our December shows. We are going to do another showdown, a Monster Mash style showdown where we will be facing off. I think we're going to probably do actors, which might be fun. And Eric will choose a slew of actors. I will choose a slew of actors. We will pit them against each other. We'll do raffles. We'll do prizes. We'll do all that great giveaway stuff as well.
Can't wait.
So that'll be looking forward to you. But in the meantime, let's see. Our next show will be unless Eric is traveling, because he's all over the globe. I can't keep up with him, but the next show will be December 8th on Wednesday. So we will return to our normal Wednesday episodes. Don't forget, tomorrow we've got the last waltz coming out. So if you would, biggest thing you could do is share. Sharing is caring. So for Eric, you can say goodbye. Go ahead.
Happy Thanksgiving,
we're not
guys.
doing a podcast.
No, we're not. Be safe, guys. Take care. Thanks for joining in.
Thanks, everybody. Stay safe. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
You've been listening to the 3324 podcast with Dean Legiro and Eric Kuber. You can find us on your favorite podcast provider, so please like, subscribe, and rate to become a part of the 3324 family. Your feedback is important, so make sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at 3324 podcast and on Twitter at 3324p to join the conversation.
There we go. All done.
Yeah. Another
Fun one.
successful. That was fun.